All right, what's up with it, YouTube? Man, I was just exposed, and I just had to come on and say something. I went hard in the paint on a lot of black folks in my last video, and after contemplating it, I really, honestly, I meant every word I said. I would just add this, that I realized that we create our own realities, and the world that we live in will, lend its way to, making people, make choices that sometimes we wish we could take back. And I'm saying that to say that I don't feel as though everyone is worthless. Like, I do feel like if you was to be strong enough to stand up and at this point in time make a stand, then it would justify any and everything that has transpired up to this point, really, because it's about moving forward. It's about where we end up at. And a lot of times, maybe a brother like me who is critically looking at it from the outside, who actually speaks on it in a way in which cut out all the the rhetoric and the bull crap, okay, the straight up, straightforward, straight up truth. Yeah, it's going to sting a little bit, and maybe that stinging will actually prompt you to be a better person. So I don't want to condemn, our black leaders, as in they'll never be able to achieve or accomplish anything. But let's just take a moment. The reason why I'm making this video right now is to speak on two things. Candace Owens, and it's a video, man. I'm not even going to mention this brother's name, but it's a brother, I guess he out of Baltimore, and he's speaking this, everybody be a patriot, like Trump is, really doing a positive thing in the black community, and black unemployment, and the job market, and the opportunities with the zones, empowerment zones, or whatever they're trying to call it. It's really dumbfounded us, and the reality is it's made to split our understanding into thinking that, what works for us is we can't agree on. But here's what I want to point out. We all can agree on the fact that Trump, at his very core, at his very basic, is a garbage human being. Like, the things that come out his mouth, he formulates in his mind to say, and then he actually has, the low self-esteem and the temperament of a child to say them. That's the reality. This is the world leader. Like, we elected this dude to be president. But what I want to say is, why is it so easy for the American people to lower their standards to whatever it is they feel as though they want at the time? Is beyond me. The reason why this country is in the shape that it's in is simply because we do not hold ourselves accountable to the standard in which we actually inspire our children to reach. I don't know about you, but I want my children to be better than me. And I want them to, be involved, active, and a participant in changing the world, okay? So that their children can have a better world to participate and change in, okay? And so on and so on and so on. Therefore, we are creating the best of ourselves as we go, not the worst of ourselves as we go, okay? So, black folks who want to support Trump, the bottom line is, stop it, man. Stop it. Like, that Jim Crow shit that you've locked yourself into is, it's not becoming of you. Let me just politely put it like that. And, the garbage that you would actually tell me to believe, as in, like, anything that the Republican Party or anything that Trump has done is a benefit to me, is the reason why I'm laughing at you, okay? Because only a person who is trying to bullshit me is going to bullshit me, okay? If you was really trying to improve the black community, if you was really trying to, give us a alternative which is more empowering and more better independence, if you was really after the black people enhanced reality in America, this would not be hard for you to achieve, and you would not have to make your own people seem like garbage in order to do it. That's how we know. That's how we know. Candace Owens, I called her the little lost black child. Okay? Little lost black girl or little lost black child is really proof without a shadow of a doubt that Jim Crow not only worked, but it is in full effect. And see, these are the dangers that I want to point out right now. Real talk is they make it very, very easy to see through if you just open your mind and your eyes and lend to understanding. You know, we all want to be treated a certain way. Like, that's the human instinct, is to be treated well. It's in the Bible. Do unto others as you would have done unto your own self. So that is to promote, to say, you know, you want to be treated well. So this is the basis, the reason why you want to treat people well. Okay? You actually earn your well treatment through the well treatment of others. Okay? But the reality is, we have been treated like shit since day one. And we're being treated like shit now. So to tell me where I'm being treated like shit, but that I should be appreciative of it, is a lost cause. Okay? So conservative black people, understand this. Nothing ever changes without bread. Okay? Without money. And it is what you are talking about spending the money on, which is the reason why you will fail each and every time when it comes to the black community. No one is going to self-destruct themselves into thinking anything different than we are under siege and have been in this country, man, for years. We got to scrape, scratch, claw for any and everything we got. And this is another reason why I know the prominent black people that I got on in my first video, like, when I think about what they had to go through in order to achieve their millions, because this thing don't stop, man. It's even at their level that they feel it. We just don't get to know about it. And so that's the truth. And so I can't ignore that. And so the reality is, I feel sorry for the little lost black child, but we got to be, you know, we got to be mindful as the reason why these people are going so hard in the paint to uplift us through degrading us. So Candace's whole point about Mr. Floyd was he's a martyr that she can't get behind. She also went after Ahmaud Arbery, like questioned whether this brother was actually jogging or not, by the way he was dressed. And then she prematurely went in because they had the evidence of the video. So she even questioned, well, was he casing a spot out? Was he stealing? Little did she know at the time the man was an aspiring electrician. And me being an electrician myself, I know a lot of the curiosity comes from the way the wiring is, the way the circuits are wired within a house. Okay? And so to see that firsthand is actually valuable for a person that is truly and in earnest, inquisitive about that particular profession. That's something that you would only see if you're doing it. You get what I'm saying? Like at or on a work site. But actually being able to not have the pressure of actually doing it, but actually being able to visualize it and see it happen, that lends to the very determination the brother might have had to actually go to school to get the schooling that he wanted. So I look at this as, like she was way off base to even point that out. But here's the key point I'm gonna make. Like she embarrassed herself in both instances because she was wrong. Mr. Floyd, it didn't matter what past life he led to. bottom line is he did not deserve to die. And in this country, a nonviolent crime does not mean that you get to die on the spot. And we talk about a counterfeit $20 bill. And reality is, we don't know how Mr. Floyd got that counterfeit $20 bill. We don't even know if he was the one with it. Bottom line is, he might have picked it up from somebody that gave it to him. That's how counterfeit money works. So not only was she wrong, but she exposed, if we pay attention. Like, the only time she gonna speak is to degrade and degrade and to belittle any and all things that might be an emotional response that might gear you into thinking or feeling a certain way, which will inspire you, okay, to pressure the white man. So she got to denounce that. So she got to purposefully interject her own self so that we are distracted. Like whatever number of people that she reach, that's cool. That's a bonus. We got to understand that, because really it's not us she's speaking to. It's the white America that needs to feel good about themselves right now. So there's a class of white people that will never, ever, ever change. Those is the Confederate flag motherfuckers. Okay? So let's just be honest with ourselves. Let's just be realistically honest. Okay? So they lost the war. They fought against the country that won. They lost the war. But then the country that won took it easy on them. Okay? Not only did they allow them to reintegrate back into the states, but they allowed them to locally elect officials and authorities and governors and, political officials, elect them in those racist ass states, and then put them in the White House with the country that won. So it's disingenuous at best to get me or anybody else who is black to believe that this is not a purposed plan and that these people have been fed I can't even put it on money, because at the end of the day, you can only have but so much money, and then you have to look at what it is that you're doing. Like, so if you achieve all the money in the world, man, what good is that if not only your soul, but you have led astray so many other souls? So I got to think that it's a plan from the devil himself, which is embedded into the fabric of these people's, weaknesses, because that's what he used. And so he's using their weaknesses to exploit the very shortcomings of our people so that it keeps us off balance, okay, and distracted. That's very important. Let us not forget. So the brother that was talking about Trump did this, Trump did that, and, he a part of, the people that is against the deep state, man. Listen, let's just understand this, man. Trump is down for one thing and one thing only, okay? And that is the epitome of the American dream. He is after it all. And the minute that everybody understands that Trump don't love nobody but himself, then now this shit make real good sense. And let me explain it to you, okay? All right, before Trump touched to the scene, Putin is widely known around the world. He's pushing, man. He's trying to regain stature. He's trying to, put Russia back on map, okay? And it started with the Olympics. Whenever Russia hosted the Olympics, what was that, 2004, 2008, one of them, okay? So what happened is he stacked bread behind the Olympics and he started pushing, okay? And when he went and pushed so far, like, he reestablished a lot of ground that Russia had lost. And right now, today, this fool is pushing on the doorstep to regain more. Okay? Now, the reason why Trump won so handedly is because he had Putin's help. And the reason why that was necessary is because without Putin's help, he wouldn't have did it. And what Putin did was affect the black vote. Wow. Y'all didn't even see that one coming, man. So how he affected the black vote was through the Facebook shit. It was people over in Russia that was playing like they was black U.S. citizens and saying dumb shit, okay? And then, like, against Hillary and everything else, and then promoting Trump with these made-up, blowed-up lies, and so therefore turning the black vote just enough that they needed, the edge that they needed for Trump. Trump was responsible for that whole email thing, man. And when that turned over, I really don't see the problem. She obviously said some shit in them emails that she didn't want everybody else to see. Okay? But you can best believe she wasn't talking about, hey, man, if you do this for me, okay, I'll go ahead and release this bread that is already supposed to be yours. Wow, man. All right. So anyway, we locked in with Trump winning the election. Then so when he win the election, all hell break loose, man. If you notice, this dude has done nothing but disrupt, the status quo of things, as in the progressive way this country was actually headed. All right. And then, he started inflicting, pain by being passive, okay? And actually, I'm not even going to say passive, by being actively proactive, okay? In the push for racism. Look at what he filled his cabinet with. A bunch of racist dudes, man. Now, anybody that can't see that for themselves, honestly, you ain't been paying attention, and so this conversation ain't for you. Okay? But the realistic truth is, it's important that the narrative get pushed so that we remain distracted. Okay? So the reason why I'm saying all of this is that black people, man, listen, and when any and every time I hear Candace Owens and black people talking about what Trump did for the economy, that right then and there shows me whose side they're on and who's giving them the information. Okay? And so the realistic truth is, Trump has done nothing for this country but steal money. Straight up. What he did was give corporations a bigger tax break than what Obama gave them. And Obama gave them big bread to begin his administration. Yeah. He had to bail them out. So the uptick and the uptrend that actually Trump participated in his 4 years of presidency is really not equal to the amount of growth that Obama put in his first 4 years. Look it up. Check the stats. So real talk is, Trump has dummied everybody into believing that this dude then actually did something with the economy, man. And he just picked up the ball, all right, where Obama already had it rolling. It was going to end up being that anyway. Because of Obama, Uber, Lyft, all these delivery jobs with the car apps and whatnot. All right? Straight up. When these companies come in, now the job scope changes, and it forever changes. Realistically, man, come on, man. People got to be honest with themselves. Like, stop believing these people when you can see for your actual own self. How much more money are you making right now than you was making 4 or 5 years ago? If you're a black person. How many more people own homes right now? Because if you look at the black people numbers of homeowners, you'll see a slight decline from when Obama was the president. And what does homeownership mean? Homeownership mean that you are actually embedded into the fabric of the American dream. Man, so, you know what? Check this out. You can be stupid and believe that this white man who has never done anything in his life but be racist, okay, has all of a sudden thought about the political bottom line and grow the wealth of Black America. Man, are you stupid? He is stealing from us as we speak, man. Straight up. Straight up. Because anywhere the Black community thrives, that he has zoned out to thrive, that community don't thrive without a mirage of his businesses being the ones that actually benefit from any growth that the community do. All right? Let's dig deep and follow the bread and see if I'm not lying. Or see if I'm not telling the truth. Okay? This dude is incapable of actually leading beyond his own self because he's not made up that way. Real talk. So, I don't want to hear nothing about the economy, man. And I don't want to hear nothing about, like, you know, this man is the worstest human being possible. Like, this dude is low moral, low character. And it says a lot about people that will actually accept him for president. It means that the bar is low for you, as into your expectation. And again, it exposes who you really are. Everybody that is wearing shirts that say all lives matter, we know who you are. Everybody that say football matters, we know who you are. Okay? Drew Brees drew back off of that real quick because he exposed who he was. But then he was like, nah, I don't want to be over there. And I think he did that because he knew his bottom line after this year of the NFL, he needed a career. And there's no way he can pick a career up if this movement is going in the direction that it's going. So he had to retract that real quick. Yeah. And I respect him for that. Straight up. I don't know the motivation behind it, really, to be honest. I don't know Drew Brees, but I can think he was thinking about his bottom line and his family's future when he said, hey, man, I'm sorry about that. I did not mean to go in that direction. You know what I'm saying? Because I was being thoughtless. Okay. So each and every person that wants to deflect from Black people being murdered, we already know who you are. Okay. You are a person of less value. You are a person of less character. And you are a person who is ignorant and selfish and self-centered at the same time. Okay. All right. So let's just be honest with ourselves, man. Straight up. And to the cats that I got, you know, listen. Straight up, real talk, Black people. We need to stop killing each other, and we got to figure out a way to get along without the murders, man. Like, we still can have beef, I guess. We can still, but we got to stop killing each other first. And this thing is so important, man. This thing is so important right now. The truth is, the momentum that we building up right now can only be supported by the fact that we actually give a fuck about each other right now, man. Like, we got to stop killing each other right now, man. That's what's going to validate. That's what's going to cement. That's what's going to strongly foundate this movement. Straight up. Now, I don't know the numbers on gang violence, you know, since all of this went down. So I might be speaking out, you know, the side of my neck. But I'm just saying, just in case, man, niggas is still tripping. What we got to do, bro, is really get behind where our bread is being spent at right now. That's what we need to be focused on. Like, let's pick and choose money. I mean, pick and choose places and people that will get our services and affect the economy that way. Okay? Because the reality is, it is bread that's going to make the change. It's the money, man. And this country cannot go without the influence of the black dollar. That's just the bottom line. And if the NBA players stop playing The NFL players need to do the same. Who gives a shit about baseball? All right? And there ain't enough niggas in hockey, to affect, But definitely basketball and football, if it ain't no black players, they don't move. And those two corporations, okay, understand that they're businesses. Those two businesses are the influence in the world of entertainment. Shit will change. Shit will move. If brothers show that type of courage, and then at the same time we stop killing each other, and then at the same time we don't let up off of these protests, we are actually approaching a point of no return for the white man. He gonna have to choose bread in order to keep his bread. Yep. And so that's how we do it, man. Let's not make no mistake about it. I mean, I hope as many people as possible actually get this video. And, because it's important. It's real important. And so if you disagree with me, that's cool too. Leave a comment. Hit me with the like. You know what I'm saying? Hit me with the dislike. Man, as many white people hear it too as need to be responsible. Straight up. I'm going to try and make these videos shorter though, you know what I'm saying? Because they tell me that the longer the video, the less, you know what I'm saying, likely somebody liable to listen to it or hear it or whatever. But I just can't, right now we're regulated because I'm just going off tangent, right? I'm just speaking my mind as it go. But definitely the point I wanted to get across is we can't, man, let's just wake up, man, and stop. Stop supporting this racist dude, man, pretending that he's actually doing something uplifting for our country. He has done nothing. He has done nothing, okay, in the way of the growth of our communities. He hasn't put no more black people's in home ownership. He has put no more black people in small businesses or business, period. Okay, he has put no more black people, you know what I'm saying, in a position to, you know what I'm saying, obtain businesses or property. Okay, but he had the same amount of black people, if not more, have been locked up, have been murdered. Okay, and the same amount of home loans have been denied. All right. Okay, as a matter of fact, the enrollment in college, we was up there. Okay, that's went down. So, man, listen, let's just be honest. I'm down for telling the truth. And it may be truth to you that you think that Trump is actually doing some shit that he's really not doing. But then let's talk about it. And then look up numbers and look up facts. And then get at that. I'm with it. Straight up. Because what I know is the dude is greedy. He's shysty. And you can't trust nothing this man say. He will lie straight up to your face. Thousands, millions of people he know on that TV screen, man, and he lies with no problem. My mama raised me better than that. Straight up. Straight up. My mama raised me better than that, man. I just can't sit there and tell you a bald-faced lie and then go along. I ain't made from that fabric, man. Straight up. Like, I have a conscience. I like to go to bed at night without the worry of many and thousands of lives that I done fucked up because I was selfishly, you know what I'm saying, searching for a fan base. So I just told you some shit that you wanted to hear. See, black people have been so fucked up in the mind that we actually want to believe like there's no racism. There's a few of us that have actually bought into this shit like, nah, we don't get killed no more than, let's say, the white guys. More white people get killed by police every year than black people do. Yeah, but if you look at the number of times that white people are stopped and murdered, and then you look at the amount of times that black people are stopped and murdered, you'll see whether those numbers are disproportionate to black. Like, there's not even comparison when you look at the numbers like that. Well, 60% of America is white people. So if only 419 versus 200 black people, and we only 13%. So you have 400 and some odd white people murdered. You had 200 and some odd black people murdered. Well, that's 50% of that number. Okay, but here's the thing. We only make up 13% of the overall number, whereas they make up 60%. So not only is their number of people supposed to be higher, okay, in deaths, but it's supposed to be, if it's proportionately, right, they're supposed to be around 800 murders, man, if we talk about even Steven here. So get the fuck out of here, man, with that dumb ass shit which y'all be talking about. Like, you just banking on the fact that people are not generally smart. And so I understand that, but then, you know what? Let's just realistically look at it, man. We can all see what's going on around us. Straight up.